He's been vigilant.
Hi, I'm Chrissy.
I'm Alston.
And this week we're going to be talking about Civil War.
Specifically, all the sassy moments.
Every sassy moment.
Well, not every. We have a time limit.
We know that it's finals week, everyone's busy, a lot of people haven't gotten a chance to see the movie yet, so we're going to do our top 10 favorite lines from the movie.
In case it was not clear, spoiler warning, we will be discussing very specific lines from the movie. Number 10. In general, the sassiest scene in this entire movie was the fight scene at the airport. But one of my favorite highlights was definitely
Sam and SpiderMan are kind of, battling it out. And SpiderMan, it's his first fight. He's really excited. He gets to see all these superheroes, so he gets a little chatty. And Sam is like,
I don't know how many fights you've been on, but there's usually not this much talking.
So number 9. So this is another one that takes place in the airport parking lot. And it's AntMan goes really, really tiny. And he's going inside Tony's suit to sabotage it. And he says, "You're gonna have to take this to the shop."
Who's speaking?
It's your conscience. We don't talk a lot these days. It's just hilarious.
Number 8, we are still at the airport, much like the movie. So another great line in that is after AntMan turned huge out of nowhere, Tony just looks at his whole team and is like, anybody on our side hiding any shocking or fantastic abilities they'd like to disclose? Number 7.
So once again, if you hadn't guessed, this one is also in the airport scene, but between my favorite characters, Clint and Natasha. And they're fighting each other, and Natasha asks, "Are we still friends?"
Depends how hard you hit me.
So I love this because I was really hoping for a scene like this between Clint and Natasha because they were on opposite teams, and all over the internet people were like making joke posts where Clint and Natasha would be fighting and like talking about when they're gonna go get coffee later. And so this line just, it answered all of my hopes.
Number 6. We are still in the airport scene. At this point, this is when AntMan is huge, and SpiderMan says, "Hey guys, you ever seen that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?"
Jesus, how old is this guy?
I don't know, I didn't carbon date him. He's on the young side.
So that was SpiderMan, Rhodey, and then Tony. And it's, SpiderMan is like going to wrap his web around AntMan's legs to trip him like they did with the AT-AT in Star Wars. We're in our top 5, which means we have finally left the airport. All right, number 5. Right now, this line is where everyone is kind of arguing over should they sign the Accords, should they not sign the Accords, and for once, Tony and Natasha agree.
Did I mishear you, or did you just agree with me?
Oh, I want to take it back.
No, please continue.
I love it so much because I love the Tony and Natasha constantly at odds with each other, and just it being acknowledged and more sass for it just makes it gives me life.
And I love them as a bro TP, and this still feeds my bro TP. So number 4 is one of my very favorite moments in the movie, which is every Sam and Bucky moment really, but specifically when Steve and Sharon finally kiss for the first time, and it cuts back to Sam and Bucky in the car.
It was so hilarious.
It was beautiful because that was one of those moments that was just best wingman moments. And now for our final 3.
So number 3, this one takes place at the very end of the movie. It's Tony and Rhodey are hanging out in Tony's house, and Stan Lee makes his usual cameo, but this time as a FedEx guy, and he comes in with a package and says, "I've got a package here for Tony Stank. Are you Mr. Stank?"
Yes, he's Mr. Stank, never letting that go.
The sass between Rhodey and Tony, I love it.
You're the best bros. Number 2. This feeds into my ever huge desirable love for all the Bucky Sam bickering in that entire movie. At this point, they are in the car while Steve and Sharon are chatting, and Bucky is in the back seat behind Sam and goes, "Can you move your seat up?"
No.
That was an office-worthy moment.
It really was. I really want that buddy cop, Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes movie. I need it. And now for our number 1 favorite sassy line in the movie. In this scene, they're like undercover. It's the beginning of the movie. They're on some sort of mission, and they're kind of like mentoring Wanda. So Natasha tells her, looking over your shoulder should be second nature.
Anyone ever tell you you sound really paranoid?
Not to my face. Why? Have you heard something?
And it was a beautiful reminder of just how wonderfully sassy Natasha can be.
Those are our top 10 favorite sassy lines from Civil War.
If you haven't been out to see it, go see it. If you've already been out to see it, watch it again.
Alright guys, so if you liked our video, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what you thought of Civil War, what your guys' favorite sassy lines were, because we only grazed at the surface of all of the hilarity in this movie.
Follow us on Twitter and tune in next week where we'll really get into the meat and gristle of this movie.
Nailed it.
Are you dying?
Yes.
You and Peggy will have something in common.
How dare you! No, go away! I don't like you! Go away!